take it from you had him touch your sword or whatever.
Yeah. So
Talk about penises.
the priest was asking Bastion if he's felt any dimming. Bastion held out his sword, saying, "Clearly not." And then the priest says to you, "There have been some omens, which we have in some previous scriptures about a time where Palor's light dimmed. It didn't go out, and it didn't go to the point of no return, but these omens seem to be somewhat reminiscent of that, and I was hoping that you could at some point go back to the temple and see if they've been receiving any similar omens. Specifically, things along the lines of a goblet casting no shadow, a bowl of water cold as ice in the hot summer sun. And what was the third one?
You're as cold as ice.
And a blinding light that you can look straight into without losing any vision. Specifically radiating from the symbol of Palor.
Okay.
Whew.
Yes, of course. I can look for those exact things that I will not repeat.
Just, if you ever make your way to another temple, just see if they've been experiencing the same things we are. I hope, I pray that he's only shining a little less on us rather than everywhere else. I don't know what it is we could have done, but I pray it's just here.
You have an example of one of these? Or boating?
They happen on and off sporadically. It's not something that we can necessarily repeat.
Alright. I'm sure whatever you've done will be forgiven, and his light will shine on you fully once again.
I appreciate that, and may he shine upon you as well.
Blessed be, brother, and I go to leave.
Okay, you go to leave. Malaire.
Yes, that's me.
Yes, it is.
Sorry, I just watched the Twitch chat. Sorry, let me give me one second. All right, I want to start with the Twitch chat. Pop out. All right, I'll start with a religion check to know if there are any wealthy and generous gods. I walk out of the temple before Bastion's whole thing, you know.
Yep.
All right. 4, natural 1.
Oh God.
In
Palor
your
is the god.
experience, there are all the gods are extremely generous.
Okay. Then I'll simply ask around to be directed to the nearest temple.
They turn you right back around to pay.
Oh no, I mean I'm wandering away. You know,
The
asking
nearest
forward in other
temple.
districts.
Where is? Oh.
Yeah, okay.
I like that image.
I want to put a little distance.
Okay.
I
So
just
you
love that
get
image.
directed to a temple that. Hang on, I need a book. Give me a sec.
Yep.
Ooh, a book. This is intense. Anyone else agree, or is it just me?
No, it's intense. There's lots going on here.
Yeah.
There's several plot hooks we could follow.
No kidding.
We could go look for Derek. We could go to the Temple of Baylor. We could try and stay in the town and, and rescue the mayor and whoever else they're holding
Mayor,
captive.
the
I think she's an
corruption
information-
in town.
I think she's an information hub. I think that's what needs to happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you get directed to a temple of a weaver spindle with 3 strands going into it.
A weaver spindle with 3 strands going into it.
Yeah, 3 strands of like wool going into the weaver spindle.
Okay. Okay. I will. I will grasp the handle of my flail and give it a little shake. And the sun hanging from the end will turn into a ball of yarn with a large needle hanging out or poking out of it.
Okay.
Or maybe a few large needles to be more with the flail motif. And then I will walk inside.
I'm sorry, what?
Okay, you walk inside. In this temple, there are several actual weavers set up, weaving different tapestries. As well as there is still an altar there, but instead of the pews, it's mostly just people weaving. They are all dressed in these light purplish robes.
Light purplish robes.
Yeah. They seem more silk than anything else, though. They're not, like, there for protection or anything. They're there for comfort. They're a comfort robe more than anything.
Can I make a history check or something to try and see if I know this god?
Sure. Yeah. You can make a history check, but it's more religion than anything.
It's up to you.
Make a religion check.
Okay.
The 4 was just to know any gods of, like,
Wealth or whatever,
wealth.
yeah.
This is specifically on...
Oh my god! What the hell?
You have no idea who this god is, but they seem to be some god of craft.
Okay, I'll walk up to one of the people and say, "Greetings, brother." And I'll be holding the handle of my mace and like the chain gripped to it so that the symbol's kind of dangling like chest height.
Yep.
I'll say, "Greetings, brother. I'm only passing through, but I've fallen on hard times and was wondering if your glorious temple could offer me any aid."
Without looking up from the loom that he's sort of weaving this tapestry on, he says, "What is it that you seek?"
Simply enough supplies or the means to come by them in order to get me to the next hub.
The colors on the loom sort of shift as he begins a new section.
Okay.
And he sort of continues working for a little while without acknowledging you.
Uh-huh.
And sort of looking at his work, he says, "You will find what you need at 14 Bell Avenue."
14 Bell Avenue. As he begins to tell me what I will, that I'll find this. Where the hell did my pen go?
You can type it.
I will sort of like 14 Bell Ave. I will sort of like incline my head and cover my face as he's like looking at the loom and wait for him to say something, and then when he does, I'll nod my thanks and leave the temple. And I guess head to 14 Bell Avenue.
Okay.
When I'm a few steps from the temple, I'll rattle the chain of my flail again and have the sun dance on the end.
Okay.
Hey there, Connor.
Sorry, my landlord was here.
Yeah, no problem. Nope. Yeah, do whatever you need to do. I go to 14 Bell Avenue.
Okay. You go to 14 Bell Avenue, which is in this craftsman district over here.
Is paying attention. It is out of character, but is paying attention.
Okay, I head there. What is at 14 Bell Avenue?
It is a very small supply shop for adventurers. It seems pretty run down compared to all of these like nicer, newer shops that have that are in the area. This one looks like it's been standing here longer than maybe even the walls of the city.
Oh, wow, okay. Any sort of like iconography or anything, or it's just a shop?
The signage is a like crest that has a crossed sword and a cross with a water skin.
A sword and a water skin?
Yeah, and it says one-stop shop.
One-stop shop. Okay. Okay, I'll walk in.
Okay, as soon as you enter, like the door pretty much doesn't open all the way because this place is packed full of just crap for how small this place is. It's like a pawn shop that's just chocked to the brim with everything.
Wonderful. Okay. I suppose I try to squeeze my way in.
Okay, you do so.
And look. Actually, I'll look around first.
Okay. Like I said, it's kind of piles upon piles of stuff. You can see a bunch of different weapons in a pile, some armor just laid on top of that or strewn about on the other side. There seems to be what was an attempt at a pyramid of different potion bottles, but it looks like it kind of fell over a little bit. Most of the bottles didn't break, but it's toppled at this point. You see a couple of different backpacks that are almost bursting at the seams with how full they are, as well as like different boots. You see racks of just normal commoners' clothes, as well as some higher end nobility clothes even.
Oh.
And as you're sort of pushing your way through, you see a desk that's just surrounded by 3 different piles of garbage.
Knickknacks and trash.
Yeah, pretty much. It's mostly
Alright.
knickknacks and like trinket type stuff.
As
Like-
soon as
like,
I'm inside
Kind
the
of a
door,
side note, but one of us had the blue robes, right? Just like we picked it up from somewhere.
Triss does.
Okay.
Think of it as like impulse buy stuff at the counter.
at the counter. Okay. It's like lighters and foam cords and.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. As soon as I'm inside the door, I'm gonna give a rattle and go back to the yarn business.
Okay.
And then I'll go up to the desk and I'll see if anyone's around.
No one seems to be behind the desk. Make a perception, or what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 11.
Okay. You feel a tug on the back of your cloak.
I whip around, brandishing my shield.
Without flinching, you just see a very calm Tabaxi, a little bit chubbier than Haramaru was.
Okay.
Just sort of standing there. Less of a like jaguar, more of a tabby cat. Hello.
Hello.
He's wearing these big round spectacles too.
Oh, I'm sorry. You startled me. I didn't hear you come in there.
I do that on occasion.
An admirable skill.
What brings you here?
Okay. I was sent here by my brethren. I was told by, well, they read the weave and told me that I could find what I needed here.
He looks you up and down and he says, No. What brings you here?
I'm sure I don't understand.
He says that the followers of Istis may be the ones who brought you to this location, but who brings you here to the city? What is your goal? What do you seek?
Some good old love and affection.
I seek to follow the exploits of a paladin of Palor.
You seek to follow?
To observe, to interact with down the line.
And how can I help you with that?
Istis's will is above my my level of understanding. They simply told me to come here.
He disappears behind one of the massive stacks of
Rachel's face.
let's just say armor. He dips behind like a stack of armor, and then appears back on the other side of the room, walking to you from the opposite direction that he left.
This is like the Batman over here. All right, I turn around and I do my best to keep my composure at this teleporting cat.
These might be of assistance. And he holds out a pair of spectacles.
I reach out a hand for them
Gives them to you.
and try them on.
Okay. You put them on, and immediately you can start reading his surface thoughts.
Oh, damn. I'd say certainly an artifact in line with the service of Istis. What must I do for these?
Oh, they're yours. They've been waiting for you.
I do the same gesture that I did earlier and incline my head and I thank him and ask if there's anything that he needs.
There's nothing I need. Just continue what you're doing.
Thank you, friend, and I will get the hell out of there.
You sort of scooch your way out through the door again, trying
Keeping
to,
an eye on him.
Yeah, sure. He just sort of stands there and smiles.
You can hear his thoughts, can't you?
Oh yeah, I can hear his thoughts.
Yeah, what's he thinking?
Oh, it's blank.
Oh yeah.
Right now it's blank. Before it was like you could say, or you could hear him saying, so now you're reading my thoughts. That's good. It's clearly working. But as you're leaving and trying to read his surface thoughts, it's blank.
Okay, I dip.
Okay. So as soon as you exit the building, you just get hit with a cacophony of voices in your head.
Rip the glasses off.
Yep. Okay. You take the glasses off.
And I try to safely stow them in my belt. Or I guess my backpack. I have a backpack.
Sure.
I give the old chain a rattle, and I go back to find one of the other members of the party.
Okay. You all meet back up at Triss's house.
How much of that did you catch, Connor?
A good portion of it.
I heard.
Did you
all
get?
of it.
Did you get glasses of detect bot?
Oh, I like that's what he's paying
Maybe.
attention to.
I don't know.
Sounds like it.
So, Sean, a little bit of mechanics with those.
Yes.
If you're ever in an area with more than 5 people, like
Mhm.
other than yourself, you have you have to make a DC 15 perception check to try and pick out the voice that you're trying to listen to.
A DC 15 perception.
Yes. As well as you have to make we'll say, wisdom save in order to not just fall to the ground and collapse from too many voices in your head.
A wisdom save, not to get mind fucked.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess you'll tell me the DC when that comes
It's
up.
going to
or-
vary depending
Yeah,
on how many people
okay.
there are.
But otherwise, I can just read surface thoughts, right?
Yes, as long as there's no more than 5 people other than you.
Okay.
And it doesn't have the ability to pry into the mind.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Okay. I will head back, I guess, to Triss's house. I assume that's where people are going to meet up.
Yes, it seems that way.
Is the chat rolling for anybody else, or
No, it's not. There's
Okay, good.
nothing going on.
Yeah.
last time I lost my feed or something last time? So anyway, I walk back in. Is everybody here?
Yeah, so I've been here, I guess, since the
Yeah, you were the first one back, Triss.
and I'm
So I don't know what you want to have done before anyone else shows up.
I want to prepare a meal for my parents.
Oh, look
Okay.
at you.
Just something basic, obviously, because I'm sheltered.
Oh, thank God. Vanished, I say as I walk through the door.
Yeah, it's something, nothing more than like some poultry and vegetables. And
Okay.
yeah,
Um,
that kind of a thing.
roll a d20 for me.
Oh boy. Yeah, where's my thing? Oh, duh. Just a d20. Here you go.
Okay,
Oh god.
it's all right.
It's alright. It's alright. Or
It's
whatever.
nothing special, but it's homemade from their daughter, so I'm sure they'll appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, my friends. Anyway,
As long as all your friends don't eat it.
that's okay.
You know the chicken's still a little red, right? Peek over his shoulder.
Oh.
Yeah, Ryan, if you want to assist, because you were the
Yeah.
second one back, you can make a check with your cook's utensils to assist. If you're letting him, Triss.
If you want to help, please.
All right, he basically sort of just directs you a little bit
Takes
if
over
you're making a
entirely.
mistake.
He like Ratatouille's you.
Yeah, he ratatouilles you. Just a big old panda in your hair.
Who's just like giving me a head massage the whole time.
Yep. But it turns out much better than you could have ever hoped.
No kidding. No kidding. Okay. Yeah, so welcome back everyone. I hope your events today were fruitful.
I'm gonna whisper to Triss.
Mhm.
You should try and check for some like listening things. Some see if people are listening to you.
What do you mean?
Good idea.
The election was rigged. Quietly.
You tell the rest of us that or what?
What?
I'm just gonna say it to Triss, just really quietly.
Wait.
I
As
put on
we're
my
cooking.
glasses on.
As we're
Okay.
cooking, I'm just gonna quietly just,
What
like
do you
whisper
mean?
that to her.
I was speaking to Quinn, and she said the previous mayor, the previous mayor,
Yeah.
she said that election was rigged. They shouldn't have won.
Well, what am I thinking, Sean? I'm thinking, what?
She
The-
doesn't-
The
she
election's
doesn't-
rigged? How is the election rigged? That doesn't make any sense. Well, I guess it does make
She
some
doesn't-
sense.
She doesn't know she's being watched. She doesn't even know she's safe.
Did she say she was being watched?
She doesn't know, but she just knows that she's been followed ever since.
I guess that would make sense. That
So, because your father's the captain of the guard, you should definitely check to make sure it's safe for us to be here. Talk freely and all that.
that's very true.
You're essentially hearing this conversation, Sean.
Do I get anything out of Bastion about what went down, or can I read Contract's thoughts?
You can read his thoughts, technically.
What are you thinking about there, Connor?
What a lovely day it's been.
Oh yeah, nothing about Taylor's light diminishing or anything.
Yeah, no, that definitely passes my mind. The service thoughts a couple times. I'm like, diminishing. His faith must be waning. Because it's clearly not diminishing. I feel stronger than ever.
All right. Then while they're cooking, I'm going to lean to Bastion and say, I spent some time moving through the city, and it seems that the new power structure may not have gotten there legitimately. Also, there's talk of certain deities having a reduced sphere of influence in the city, outside of the city.
You know, I heard of the second thing involving the Temple of Palor. They were rather concerned in having some odd issues involving word vomit of goblet casting no shadow. You know, those is these warning signs of his light supposedly dimming. Though I don't have that same feeling, but I definitely am concerned and would like to look into it. And they reference the temple I come from, Dawn's Light, out to the east, and I'd like to venture there sometime in the near future just to check up on them.
Hey, Connor, can you roll me either a history or religion check?
Oh, baby, do I get to pick, or is this a?
You get to pick. I'll let you
Oh,
pick.
How come? Do my glasses have a mark on them or something?
What do you mean?
What is he rolling?
It's none of your
Oh,
business, Sean.
It has nothing to do with your glasses.
Okay.
None of your business, Sean. Some
You
people
have vague memories of scripture that you read in when about the time that the priest was talking about, where Palor's light sort of faded a little bit,
okay.
but you don't really know much else about like what caused it or anything like that. You just know that that was definitely in something that you read at one point.
Gotcha.
You also know that it wasn't just Palor; it was a decent amount of the gods, if not all of them, but you don't know who.
I don't say, were they the good gods? Was it Lathander? He better not have been empowered.
Yeah.
Okay. But yes, I'd like to travel home at some point. Otherwise, the power structure of the city, well, we can't possibly stand for that.
Do I ever hear
It's
them
just-
talking, by the way?
Over here, who talking?
Bastion and
I think they're just talking out loud.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're just kicking around the table, I guess. I don't think we're all in the right spots.
Okay, well, I don't know if Pachi is listening too, but I say, oh, you heard about some kind of, what did you say? Something about power structure?
Yes. I've only heard that there was some manner of foul play.
That's so funny because Pachi did the same thing.
This confirms my suspicions then.
I mean,
You've had run-ins with these blue robes before.
yes. I mean, that's what we were talking about before. Sorry to kind of have you out of the loop there.
Worry not. I will just try to contribute however I can.
Well,
Did
I
you-
appreciate your assistance. I guess if you're going to be staying with us, that'd be very kind of you.
Potentially ease my fears. You know how I was discussing the dimming of the light. Have you felt anything of the sort?
Myself?
Yes.
No, I haven't felt it myself. My power has been unaffected as of late. Although I was not able to do or cast very much in my cell. Since being freed, it seems that the light shines on me once again.
I see.
Perhaps we should check this building for any sort of enchantments that may be spying on us or things of the sort.
Yeah, that's what Pachi was saying as well. No, that's definitely a good idea. I wouldn't be surprised.
I, for one, am not skilled in the arcane, but I will give it my best shot.
Can I, would detect magic be able to...
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Can detect magic.
I
Alright.
mean, detect, like... Okay, whatever. I
I
use detect
stick
magic.
right to Rachel.
What are you trying to do?
Detect magic for any kind of enchantment on the house in regards to, like, spying, I guess. Scrying.
You sort of walk around the first floor for a little bit with detect magic going, and you don't see anything magic related on the first floor. Are you moving up to the second floor at all?
Yeah. Yeah, the whole house.
Okay. You move up to the second floor, and again, you're not seeing much here. You're getting a bit of energy off of all of you, just because you have some magic items on you and stuff like that. But not much. You go over to like your parents' bedroom. Well, there are some.
That's where the
yeah,
magic happens.
there's some small.
The bed is
enchantments
very
that you're-
magical. Sorry.
The magic fluid everywhere.
Oh my god. Turn the blacklight spell off. I got dark in here.
Yeah, that's what happens when night happens.
There are some like basic enchantments that you guys have just in the house that help sort of keep things neat and like clean. Like you have some cleaning spells because both your parents work, so rather than hire someone, they hired someone to just sort of have some basic cleaning enchantments on like a broom or something like that, just to sort of keep things clean.
Anything in the direction of the study, or
Not particularly. You can,
now that we have full
See-
access?
yeah. Now that you have full access, you see a glowing coming from the desk drawer that was locked.
Wait, I see something coming from the drawer.
The locked drawer, yeah.
But
I've just been tagging along with you this whole time.
out of character, do I like recognize any magic coming from his glasses?
I mean, yeah.
Definitely. Okay, interesting.
What are those glasses, there, buddy?
I mean, I'm not going to say anything, but okay.
I mean, as far as you know, he just bought a magic item. He can do that.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's why I'm not going to say anything. It doesn't make a difference. But okay, but there's nothing in regards to like there's no like spyware kind of like
Spyware.
I don't know why that's
You-
the
You
word.
can't really tell what's in the drawer, but as far as you know, no.
Yeah. Okay. So I say, well, there doesn't seem to be anything in this house that would like, be listening to us. My dad's drawer upstairs is interesting. However, accessing that might be a little problematic. We're not blasting any more locks. Thank you.
I could pick it if we wanted
No,
to.
we are not picking that lock. Nope. Nope. I'm not going to spend another God knows how much fixing another lock. But yeah, no, it seems that the space is safe. I can do the same thing at her place if you want, Pachi.
It's probably better that we don't go there for the rest of the day.
That's fair. No, we can go back a different day. But
So we can go back tomorrow.
yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
At this point, your parents show back up.
Mhm.
Your mom first. Actually, no, your dad shows up first, and he sees that you cooked dinner for everyone, and he just sort of is a little bit happy about that and kisses you on the head.
Oh yeah, only Triss did it. Yeah, no.
And I
input
just
from
wanted to
anyone
thank
else.
Pachi for the great assistance on cooking the meal tonight.
Oh, thanks, Bachi.
You know,
I
he's
tilt my
actually
head
a
forward.
really good chef.
I'm not gonna kiss you on the head.
So, how was work today, Dad?
It was fine. Nothing really big going on. There was like a little bit of a ruckus in the northern slums, but that wasn't even on my route. I just heard about it through one of our Stones of Far speech.
Hmm. What kind of ruckus? Did you hear any more details about that? I'm just curious.
I think it was just some sort of bar fight.
Oh. Naturally.
Yeah, the bars over there get especially rowdy, so.
Understandable. Yeah. Please dig in.
Your
Oh,
mom
boy.
shows up, and you all sort of start eating.
And Mom, how was work for you?
Oh, it was all right. Your mom does
Yeah,
So-
I'm surprised she has a job. It's good to
yeah,
hear.
she is a
Surprised she
scribe.
has a job.
Well,
She
used to
works
work.
as a scribe. There aren't a ton of like super educated people, so the fact that she knows how to write is kind of a big deal
Mhm.
for parts of the city. So like, even the wealthy people don't necessarily learn to read and write because they don't necessarily have to. So she is a scribe, and she was working on some will and testaments, some letters to soldiers who are off doing something else. Are you raising your hand, Connor?
Yes.
Because I can only see that through the stream because I'm not taking in
Ah.
video or broadcasting.
Well, you turned the
video.
camera off for all of us.
Oh.
I did that so it would go more smoothly.
So
But
we'll do
I-
verbal cues
yeah.
for Casey from
Verbal
now on.
cues.
I mean,
That's
I
my
can look
bad.
at the stream, but it's going to be delayed.
Yeah,
That's fine. I was just gonna say, while dinner's happening, since I cannot eat, I am going to walk outside with my Arcana check and walk around the house.
Okay.
How long has your hand been up?
A while. I watched it go up.
I did a nice wave at Sean.
With the Arcana check, sort of walking around, you don't really notice anything either. You think you see like a glint of some magic towards the front of the property, but you have no idea what it is.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. When did you get the job, Mom?
Oh, well, after you sort of left, I needed to stay busy, so I didn't go completely insane.
Yeah.
So I asked Mr. Jameson down the street if he needed any new scribes to work, and he was very willing to help me out.
That's really kind of him. So, I just can't believe that this new group has taken over. Is there anything else that you know about them?
Not sus at all.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I just find it, so kind that they've how they were able to protect the city so easily against the hobgoblins. I just want to know more about them.
Oh, damn it.
I mean, it's not really their organization that took over or anything. It was more just the two of them, Malik and Alistair.
Yeah.
The organization was definitely what saved the city,
What
but
is those two?
Malik and Alistair are the only two who stayed.
Mm. And they don't take guests usually, do they?
What do you mean by guests?
Well, just I mean, I don't know. I mean, when Gwen was the mayor, she seemed very friendly and easy to talk to. I just curious if they were the same way. Quinn, whatever her name is. Gwen.
They don't act as much as mayor as they do more like the lords. They're more like our liaison back to the king. They don't have nearly as many social parties as what was his name?
Pickwickle or something?
Lord
Pilwickin.
Pilwickin.
Lord Pilwickin did, and that sort of saved the city a lot of money.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you could probably set up a meeting with one of them if you had a reason to. They don't really
Fair.
do that many social calls just to be, hi, how are you? They're pretty busy people.
No, understandable. Yeah, for sure.
But if you had a concern and went through the right channels, you could probably get a meeting with them.
That makes sense. Anyone else want to chime in with conversation or?
I'm just smashing this food that we cooked together.
Oh, Tris, do your parents know the light of Palor?
Oh lordy, all religion at the dinner table. This is where it starts. Next, we'll be talking politics, and
We
the
just
whole
were.
family will be divided.
We just
Yeah, we
learned.
just were talking politics, so we're just naturally going down the line of tearing families apart.
We'll get to your relationships soon there, Tris.
I actually like backstory wise, I don't actually have a specific deity. I didn't actually.
Not everybody, like, picks a deity and is super, like, religious or anything like
Yeah.
that. I mean, a lot of families will, like, worship a pantheon more than a specific deity. Just-
Yes.
So I think your family is probably within the same pantheon as Palor, but they don't, like, necessarily associate just with Palor.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Do we... Mhm.
Bastion.
Do Bastion or Malayar smell any divine magic on her?
On who?
On Tris over here. Is there anything we could do for that?
Oh, what, you want to cast some divine sense?
Sean, do your glasses pick up any thoughts on the matter?
Well, I don't say any of that out loud, so I wouldn't
That's
trigger it from her.
Mm,
Isn't that something we have
I'm so
to
curious.
cast?
Yeah, you have to use divine sense, but
It's a... yeah.
What is that?
It's like senses...
the presence.
of strong evil registers in your senses like a noxious odor. So it's mostly sensing evil.
Celestial
Powerful,
fiend or
good,
undead.
heavenly
That's
music.
like knowing the location of a celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you.
Anything consecrated or desecrated.
Yeah, it's wouldn't help you locate someone who is a cleric or anything like that. It'd help you locate a god that was within 60 feet of you, or like a demon, but nothing else. It's not like it doesn't focus in on a worshiper.
Do you have any inclination to use that there, Connor?
Why not?
You don't get a sense of really anything.
My mace is consecrated.
Oh, your mace is consecrated?
Yeah. My flail, I mean.
Is it? Okay. Then yes, you sense the flail.
Cool, I don't sense my sword. That's good. It's not evil.
Oh,
You
does he
don't
sense his
your
sword? Ah.
Loopholes.
Oh boy.
I mean, Sean, if you're reading my thoughts, I'm making a mental note to ask you about your mace later.
Okay.
Aren't there now more than 5 people in this room?
Yes, there's now 6.
Yeah.
But it's 5 other than himself.
Right.
Yes.
Oh.
I
More than
counted
5.
before.
I was like, no.
You can't hear shit, can you? The dog enters the room. Sean lies. Malara goes screaming onto the ground.
Bark, 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 bark.
Ah!
Bacon.
All right.
Okay.
So, after the conversation with her parents seems to have reached a kind of a closing point, I will query the party as to where our adventure will take us.
Wait, well, I'm not gonna answer. I'm just gonna. Nope, never mind. I don't even know that.
Well,
Perhaps we can confer about this after we've all readied ourselves for the night.
I
Yeah.
agree. That would be very...
Yeah, your parents call it an early night.
Yeah, I'm thinking my thoughts are after my parents go to bed, I'll talk about adventuring.
I'm just
Yeah,
thinking
that's what I
about
was
how
thinking. That's what I was mainly
corruption, corruption is rampant, but I
Oh,
shouldn't
can you
say it
actually
out
read
loud.
my mind? Huh?
What's that?
I said, oh, can you actually read my mind?
We're just on the same wavelength. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that collection.
Look glasses. Actually, that's useful to know from Bastion that these glasses are not like evil or something, because I didn't know what the hell was going on with that crap. Okay, so her parents leave, then I say corruption and divine interference. What are we attacking?
I feel very strongly to check into the divine interference myself.
Of course.
I think that's a good idea. If we could, though, interview the Quinn first before we do that. I mean, even just to find more information. Maybe it has something to do with your divine interference. They might be related.
Very intuitive.
Just
I'm sure it'd be fine.
Speaking of which, just for my own edification, where do you derive your power?
Me?
Yes.
You know, I don't really know. I've never questioned it. I just kind of always had it.
I kind of sidle up to I'm sorry, pronunciation.
Malar.
Malar.
Like
I sidle up to Malar.
Like liar, but with ma in front of it.
Like the.
Is liar.
I mean,
Like
Malar.
milady, but my liar.
Mhm.
Yes, if that helps you remember, then sure.
Let me tip my fedora.
Yikes. I need to re-roll.
Anyway,
I sidle up to you and just kind of half-heartedly whisper, "It's Palor's light. She's just confused."
do I hear that?
Taylor's light? I'm not sure about that.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
Must you pray for your abilities?
No, it's always just kind of come naturally to me.
I've never heard of that with Palor's light.
I don't know. I really don't know. I wish I had an answer, but it's not really something I've ever questioned before.
She's like,
Could you give us a demonstration, and perhaps we could attempt to perceive what's happening
A demonstration of what?
of your power?
like a cantrip, you know, like fireball.
What?
I
my
mean, at
goodness.
risk of burning anything, I Fine, I'll demonstrate, but I don't want to burn anything in here. We could go outside.
Okay, I'll follow you outside.
Yeah.
What does the street in front of my house look like? Like, how wide is it, or?
It's a pretty wide street actually. So, the one right outside of your house is one of the main ones that leads towards the castle. So it's pretty much it's King's Road essentially.
So how wide would you say it is?
Probably good 30 feet.
30 feet? Okay. So I've been thinking about this for a while. In character, I want to attempt to shoot Firebolt.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to out of
Straight up.
character.
Out of character, I want to actually cast Fireball and not be aware of how strong it is.
Fireball.
Fireball. Up.
Oh shit.
As in,
You just say
Yes,
you get a
I
cat
will allow it.
fireball.
as in
Uh,
completely unaware of how
oh,
strong
okay,
my abilities
actually-
are getting.
If this is what we're gonna do,
It's not
Well,
what we're
okay,
going to do,
you're-
it's what's happening.
you're gonna cast straight up into the air.
Yeah, straight
How
up.
are we supposed to see what's going on with it then? If it's just gonna.
Does it only explode
Well, I
on
don't want
impact?
to hurt anybody.
Oh yeah, but it'll come back down.
They are. Oh, baby.
Keep going, keep going. I want to see this happen.
I'm gonna
Up.
click my shield to fire.
I shoot it.
It's a little arson.
You shoot
Straight
it?
up.
Up
Rachel,
on...
Ra-
what?
Did you shoot it?
Yes, I did.
Oh, here we go.
Yes,
so you know.
yes.
Fireball has a 30-foot radius.
I'm up. Like, I have
Yes.
150 feet of range. Which
Right
means
into
I
the
can
puzzle of a
shoot
straight
it
pigeon.
up.
So it goes 150 feet up, and then it comes 150 feet down.
Yes.
Can I aim it
Here we
out
go.
then?
Can you aim it what?
Out then? Can I aim it towards,
Which direction? You're
Too
in a
late.
city, my friend.
Too late.
towards the
Too
castle?
late.
You shot it up.
You shot it out.
No, up
Wait.
but up at an angle.
I said
Okay.
it was
Towards
what
the
we're gonna do. You
castle.
said it's what you do.
Nope.
Towards
This
the
is
castle.
canon.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Go ahead and roll damage for me.
So while this is happening, can I try to like make a religion check or something on her flames and see if it's divine?
Sure.
Oh man. You
Big
should've
money,
shot
no
straight
winning.
Up and down. Just
Yeah,
commit.
you can't tell. It like
is that the
it
damage?
feels
No.
like it seems arcane, but you get a tinge of divine.
Your power confuses me.
How much damage? 30 fire damage.
Is it? I mean, is that just damage, or I don't have to roll to?
It's a
attack
dex
with
save.
it.
It hits something.
Yeah, no. My question is, like, is that the damage, or is that
The damage is underneath the 8d6.
Okay. Also, because of the wand that I have, it's +1 to my spell's DC, so it's technically a 16 save.
It doesn't matter.
I'm
You're
just
not
letting you know.
aiming at anybody.
Well,
However,
there's
you do
anybody
shoot
in-
it out towards the castle,
Mhm.
Oh man. Should have just committed to straight up and down.
and it just sort of blows up against the wall.
And I'm like,
And part of the wall starts to crack a little bit from it, and you just hear bells start going off.
what
I am. still
was
inside.
that?
I had no idea that was gonna happen. I was just casting a firebolt. That's just like what I do normally.
Guards are
Jesus.
starting to pour from the
Hey,
castle.
Lord God.
Chris, I've never seen you cast that much fire before.
I thought you were about to say
Neither
I've
have
never
I.
seen you in my life and run away.
Either way, impressive. And I'm telling you, Halor.
Act natural. Running
You
would
and I
not be
both
a
know
good
that
idea.
that is not necessarily Paylor. I mean, I sense some spark of the divine, but I don't know if we should. It's confusing to me, to
You
say the
sense
You should see
divine?
when she heals the wounded.
least.
Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to heal some wounded. Did anyone get hurt?
Maybe we should all get back
You can't
inside
tell.
right now.
That's a really good idea.
Hey
Those-
guys, what happened?
Hashi, let's just
Did you not come outside?
Nope.
we're just gonna
I don't
close
know what's
the door
going
and have
on.
a
It's
quiet night
their
room.
their investigation.
You basically heard a bomb go off.
Yeah,
What
there
did you
was a
guys
lot.
do?
I was just casting a normal fire spell, and it was really big.
But you did that here?
I didn't think it was gonna be that big. They said to
did
just
you-
demonstrate magic. I was just doing what I always do.
What did you hit?
The wall outside the castle.
Why?
I don't know. It just wasn't gonna do anything.
I'm gonna go inside my sleeping quarters and go lay down.
Mm.
Sleep.
Okay, are you going to bed?
I'm just gonna pretend to sleep and just see what happens from now.
Okay.
But I'll be ready to fight if someone comes in.
Yeah, I am going
Sleep
to
next-
stay by the door for a little while.
I'm also going to sit up at the table, like.
Wait, doesn't the butt robot have can just kind of go on sentry mode?
Well, that's just.
I think
that's
he's
the
on
rest
Dad
of
right
my-
now.
rushes down the stairs in armor and robe and just sort of walks right past you out the door. Doesn't say anything.
Wait, what? Oh, my dad?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Hey, Dad,
I'm
my
just like-
dad.
I'm just like. That's not good at all.
Yes, so I'm here, right? Over here, pretending to be asleep.
Yeah, I'm like sitting at the table.
I'm parked up at the door.
I'm like here. I want to be able to see you.
Where you at, Bastion?
I'm right here at the table.
I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna go
Totally
away.
natural.
All right. You guys stand around waiting for an hour.
I'm freaking out. I'm not
You don't hear
standing around
anything?
waiting.
Another hour passes.
Right.
Nothing.
I think I need sleep. I think that's what I need.
Of course, it's your own place. Rest when you need to.
Yes. I'm just gonna go to my room.
Okay. You go to your room.
All right, I go to my corner.
Okay. You go to your corner.
I'm just gonna freak the dad and mom out, and I'm gonna deactivate right here at the table.
Okay. Sure. Pachi, are you also go to bed?
Yeah, I'll go to bed.
Okay. You wake up the next morning. Triss, your dad did not seem to come home last night, and your mom is in the kitchen cooking breakfast.
I guess I'm the first person to wake up.
It's up to you guys. I mean, Bastion, I don't think ever really went to sleep.
Well,
Nope.
you're just always aware, I guess.
I would offer to help cook, but I don't know how to because I don't eat, so I'm just still pretending till somebody else moves.
I just expect Bastion, if he was ever cooking, would be like, people like pepper, and then pours an entire pepper on everything.
Bastion, are you cooking?
I heard they like the spice.
Then I come out and good morning, Mom.
Oh,
Morning.
Morning, Triss.
Are you okay?
Something happened last night. The castle was attacked, and
Was it?
most businesses are closed for the day, so I'm gonna be staying home.
who attacked the castle?
Was anyone burned in the flames? I mean, hurt in the attack?
I mean, I guess you probably heard the explosion last night.
Of course.
There didn't seem to be anyone killed, but a few of the guards who were on the wall were a little bit hurt.
Oh no!
F.
Press F to pay respects. F.
Yep, that's it. Just press F.
From what your father has been able to tell me, he said Alistair was sending back to the Order for some reinforcements in case the goblins came back.
Oh, that's good.
Hooray.
Yeah, no, the explosion was really scary.
I hid under my covers all night.
No, it woke me up.
Did it?
So, who wants some breakfast?
Perhaps we should leave the city walls and go check out your temple, Bastion. All the way out there past the city walls.
Yeah, I agree. I believe that is our best course of action. Take a quick sabbatical from the city, Kind of cramped.
Well, I mean, I still want to hear from Quinn.
We could stop by on the way out, not knowing anywhere idea where.
I mean, naturally, yeah.
Quinn is actually on the way to the eastern gate.
Nice.
What? No, I thought Quinn was in Southwest.
Oh, you're right. She's southwest.
Is she the yellow dot?
Totally
No,
back.
that's where you work.
That's
Quinn is over here.
Sorry, Quinn is over here. I'll move that.
Got it.
Totally backwards. Perfect.
Never mind. I get my east and west mixed up all the fucking time.
Yay!
Rachel knows she plays Sea of Thieves with me.
Hey, it's okay. Me too.
All right, let's go to Quinn's house then.
I
Goodbye, Miss Avarice.
If you're gonna leave, just be careful.
of course.
Always. We are always careful.
Of course. Yeah,
We-
absolutely.
Don't worry, we'll only be gone a few hours.
Mm.
We're
joke
gonna go
about
camping in the mountains.
Quick trip in and out.
Is everyone actually saying that?
No. 20-minute adventure, Morty.
Okay. Yeah, so we leave.
Okay. You head out and head over to Quinn's place.
I'm gonna whisper to the magic users.
I mean,
So
Everyone
literally
but
everyone
you.
but you.
I said it and just kind of thought about it. You know what? Just roll with it. So she thinks she's being watched. Can you do that magic thing again?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we can handle any sort of inquisition on ourselves in there.
Okay. I'm gonna knock on the door again.
Okay, you knock on the door. No response.
Quinn is Pachi. We need breakfast time.
She makes her way to the door and once again opens it a crack with the chain. Looks out and sees the other three.
Hi, these are my friends.
Oh, yeah, I remember them.
Yes.
And she opens the door for you.
Can we come in?
Yeah, she opens the door.
Okay. Inwards.
It's still a complete mess in here with papers sort of all over the place.
Okay. I grab another piece of paper or something, right? So where would you like to go for breakfast? I'm gonna write on the paper. They're going to check to see if you're being watched here.
Oh, like I said, I don't necessarily go out that much anymore. What's the 3d6 for?
I gotta roll my my racial spells for the day.
Oh, okay.
I use detect magic.
Okay. You notice a divination spell in the left corner, towards the ceiling of the room.
Yeah, go ahead.
Does that tell me that there's visuals as well, or?
No, you have no idea.
Okay.
You just know it's a divination spell.
Got it. So, I take the piece of paper and I say out loud, this is a nice place you have here, and I write down, there's definitely some divination in this corner, and I point to it, or rub my nose
and point
for
out
the visual for Casey.
Yep. Thank you. I've had this place for a while now, since I left the manor for the mayor, and she sort of writes down, "Can you get rid of it?"
What is over in that corner, actually, that we can see?
Yeah, is there anything?
There's not, you sent it towards the ceiling, and there's not really anything over there.
There's not a chair or a bookshelf or nothing?
No. There's papers and stuff, but that's about it. Those are more on the floor.
Yeah,
okay.
So it's not. So it's something that's not physical.
So I'll wander over that way. Your detect magic lasts for a couple minutes, right? 10 minutes or something?
Yeah, 10 minutes, yeah.
Alright, so I'll wander over there and I'll be like, this place is a wreck. You really should, keep things a little neater. Here, I'll start helping you pick these things up, and I'll start to gather some papers, and then I'll look up toward the corner where she pointed to, and I'll cast Dispel Magic.
Okay.
Nice.
So each
Malar, why do you have to be so rude? I write it on the piece of paper. Are there more?
does it? Well, I have to try to get rid of it. A spell of 3rd level or lower ends. A spell of 4th level or higher, I have to roll.
I think it's higher.
All right, so the DC, I have to roll, and the DC equals 10 plus the spell's level that I'm trying to dispel if it's 4th level or higher.
Yes.
So this could all be for nothing.
Yeah, it is higher.
Okay, so you know the DC,
Yep.
and I have to roll for it. It's going to be my spell casting, so I'm just going to roll. Where's a spell here? I don't have a spell out here. I'll just roll and add it up. Well, charisma adds my there, and then I get on 3 more, which is 14.
It is not dispelled.
Damn.
And I let him know that.
I make a yikes face. I come over with the papers and I grab the thing and I write down on one. I could maybe give it one more shot, but I'm not sure if they can tell.
Does Quinn respond?
She's kind of leaving this professional get rid of bugs to the professionals.
Well, does she have an opinion on whether or not they want to try again?
No, not really. She's already being watched.
Oh, okay.
I
probably
give like a subtle thumbs up, some thumbs down type of.
I'm just gonna sit like this.
Okay.
My thumb up against my cheek.
Anybody else got something in your eye?
Yeah.
I would love to help you there, but that's 3rd level spell and out of my reach.
What do you got there? You got anything in your eye there, Bastion?
No,
I have
none.
something in my eye for him.
All right. I'll set the stack of papers down and say, all right, just a few more, and I'll walk back over and I'll try it again.
I'm gonna ask right on paper, Triss, is there anywhere else?
Yeah, I wanted to say, can I investigate the rest of the house?
Sure, make an investigation check.
I'll let you do that first before I try to get rid of it again.
Oh, well, I mean, like for the magic, wouldn't the spell just
Yeah. So you don't see anything else.
so it's just the one thing in that one spot?
Yeah.
So
Okay, I give it another go here.
just one.
19 plus 3, so 22.
All right, it's dispelled.
All right. I turn around and look at Triss.
And it's gone.
All right. Great success. Good work, everyone.
Well,
Good job. No, that was good.
I hope
Uh,
it stays dispelled.
All right.
Well, we have a few minutes where you'll be able to sense if it comes back, so let's move quickly.
Quinn, I think you're okay for now. Is there somewhere safe you can go?
Not really. As far as I know, anyone on the street could be working for them.
Why are they watching you? And who is them?
It's the order.
Just the order? Just making sure.
How you know it was rigged?
Everyone else seems to be convinced that they're all good, but
How do you know it was rigged?
Because I'm friends with some of the ballot counters, and
Oh,
they were threatened.
Hmm.
in what way?
That if the numbers for Alistair and Malik weren't on the up, then their families would be in danger.
Jesus.
Hmm.
how can we get a meeting with Malik?
That's beyond me.
I mean, even if we did, what would we say? Like,
Unhand the city, you fiend.
yeah, I don't think I don't think we're ready to do something like that. However, it's something that needs to happen eventually. But
For now, perhaps you should accompany us outside the walls. We're headed to a certain temple that may be able to give you shelter.
Of course, my brothers will gladly take you in.
I can't leave. If I leave, I'm abandoning the city, and I can't. I don't feel right doing that.
Help them from outside the walls where you're safe and you can keep going.
I feel like staying within the city right now is bigger abandonment than leaving and trying
Yes,
to
there
figure
are
out.
wild nightly attacks on the castle and all manner of things.
God damn it.
Blue robes swarming the streets and interrogating people.
Why did
You'll
you have
also
to bring
be
it
able
there?
to-
You didn't have to bring it there.
You'll be able to operate more freely outside of the city than in here.
And they can provide you protection. More protection than you have now, at least.
Roll a persuasion check.
All of
Who?
us?
Pachi.
God
I
damn it.
was like, I have a very
And-
good persuasion. I don't know if you want to.
Since we're assisting, can you have an advantage?
Yeah, he can have advantage.
Okay.
Hit it up there, boyo.
I'll just roll it one more time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, there it is.
Okay, fine, I'll go with you, but you need to promise me that you won't let the shit hit the fan here any more than it already has.
We promise.
If anything, I want to rid this place of any of those blue robe trash people. You know,
Those blue-robed bastards.
do you think it would be a good idea to tell the academy about this? Do you think they know?
I think that'd be a
and
great idea.
Yes and no, in that order.
Perhaps they can
Okay.
park their temple inside of the city somewhere.
Well, where it was before. So I take out the stone of far speech, that
Mm-hmm.
one, and I say hello.
Hi.
Is it
Alright.
Albert?
Fast, I didn't expect to hear from you guys so soon.
Oh yeah. So Silverkeep has been completely taken over by the blue robes.
Alarm bells.
Yeah.
Phones are flashing blue
Sorry,
and red.
They're literally in the streets.
My father now works for them. Apparently 2 of them have taken over, specifically, what are the names? I will never get the names.
Alistair and
Yeah, Alistar and Malik, yeah.
Maleficent.
Maleficent.
Okay. If they've completely taken over the city, I don't really know if we have the numbers we need yet to take it back.
Well, for sure, but, I mean, again, we weren't here for the past year. Well, he's been locked up in a thing for a longer time than that. But, was there any, like, word or anything?
News.
Like, what happened in the past year? We don't really know.
Well, we were trying to just get our numbers back up so that we could figure that out. We had tried to send out some scouts to figure out what was going on in the area and just to sort of figure out the state of just the world since we've been gone for longer than a year. And
Yeah.
most of our resources aren't around anymore. But from what we could gather, there was just this rampage of goblinoid creatures going around destroying everything, and that's pretty much as far as we knew. We didn't know the Blue Robes were nearly as active as you're making it sound.
It seems they are. I mean, we technically witnessed a city getting destroyed by the goblins. Not physically, but through the time jumps that we made. We saw a city one day, and we saw it disappear. Or a village, town.
That was kind of like a large town, yeah.
Yeah, like a town, yeah. But I had no idea that it was so worldly. So, I mean, how many more people have you collected since... I mean, not since we left, obviously, but since...
Well, we've just gotten sort of a network of people who are around in other cities, but they're not really the combat type. We haven't really had a need for the combat type except for us for most of our existence. If the Blue Robes have gotten powerful enough to take over an entire city, they were never that strong before. It was usually just small bands, not really necessarily working together.
Did you tell them about the well-timed rigged election in the wake of a goblin attack?
No, I did not hear about that.
Oh, I didn't realize you had me on speakerstone.
Perfect.
Ah, yes, my favorite speakers.
That was too quick. You definitely made that joke before.
Swear to God, top of my head. Anyway.
Amazing.
Yeah, well, what he said.
Speaker stone.
So, this is just something that we're gonna have to figure out. Okay, well, at least you know now.
We'll keep an eye on it and monitor it. Is everyone okay there?
We're fine.
We're fine.
My mayor friend is a little shaken, but I think we're okay. Is there any way you can help us get out fast?
Yeah, I can bring the academy over to where we picked you up.
Okay.
Or dropped you off, rather.
Yeah,
Okay, that's hike, but okay.
that'll help us get out.
Yeah.
Can they bring... I
Wait,
mean,
where are you now? Meet
we
Albert.
are over in Mordoon.
Ah.
We're doing
Okay, out
what?
of character. How far away is that?
Very.
Not that it matters. What you doing there?
Recruiting more people.
Fair.
They were under the thumb of a a mind flare that was just sort of trying to take over another city, but he wasn't. He clearly didn't have his clutches as in depth as the Blue Robes seem to.
Yeah. So, I guess it would be best if we also recruited for you. It would definitely help spread the word a little bit faster.
If you can find them, then certainly, please do.
Okay.
Moochie, that was golden. You know
Oh, what?
It's better than you have ever come up with, Moochie.
it.
Oh, that was great. Please.
Meta question: if there's no abandoned buildings around the temple, since it's kind of off on its own, can they bring us there?
If there's no what?
There's no like abandoned buildings out wherever his temple
No,
is.
not to that temple, because it's just a temple by itself. There's no abandoned buildings there.
Gotcha. Okay. So I guess we stop in with them before we go that way. Oh, maybe we can just drop Quinn there.
At the academy?
No, I think we
Yeah.
need... Oh, at the... Well,
They'll just bamf away from their abandoned door, and then she'll be safe.
but we can definitely use the academy to travel to where we need to go next, or wherever Bastion's...
We also promised her to bring her to
You
just
can't
outside the city.
use the academy to get to Bastion's place.
We
Well, we
we
can get
promised to bring her
closer.
there.
Well, we're going there, but not by that route.
We can...
Well,
I mean, is it safe to say that travel time would be decreased if we use the temple to find a halfway point?
Can you repeat that?
I said,
get any closer?
We will be able to get closer to if we use the temple as like a...
is it a yes by not by much kind of thing?
This city is the closest thing to that temple.
It is? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we're gonna have to hike on over there, huh? Am I muted?
So
No.
then...
there.
No, you're not muted. So then I guess we just cancel the temple trip and...
Well, we promised to take her to the temple, so.
Drop Quinn, let them start investigating, go to the temple.
Well, you know
Get a
how-
drink and wait for this all to blow over.
Yeah. Well, remember how we kind of got thrown on the way out, on the way over somewhere?
When I say cancel the temple trip, I mean cancel using the academy. That's what I mean, not the...
Oh,
Yeah, no, we're going to the temple. We're bringing her to the temple, but instead of...
we might have to
Well,
cancel the pickup. You're saying?
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, sorry.
I'm okay with that.
Yep.
Yeah, we can. I'm sure we can protect her adequately.
Okay.
Is everyone on board?
Wait,
I'm
with
on board.
dropping her at the academy
No.
and then going to the
bringing her-
temple?
We're not going to the academy. We were gonna go to the academy, but we're just gonna... Because this is the closest place to Bastion's
Right.
temple, so we're just gonna go there.
But so we're in the city,
Yeah.
right?
We have to leave
And
the city.
this place can show up right in the city, and we can put Quinn somewhere where she doesn't have to leave the city, but she can't be gotten to. Plus, they're gonna be here, and then them and Quinn can start working on the Blue Robes. Then we leave and go to the temple.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
If they'll take her.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just dump her on them, and
Yeah,
your
exactly.
problem now.
Hi!
She's trapped in the tyranny of the Blue Robes.
Here's
Take
the
her to
next mayor.
freedom.
Well, she has connections and ties to what's going on, so maybe she could help them. You
Oh,
know.
that's very true.
Yeah. Quinn, are you okay with that?
Albert, you hearing this?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. As long as you can promise me that the city stays safe.
Well, this way you won't even have to leave the city.
Technically.
Technically, you'll be on another plane of existence, but we won't have to mention that out loud to you right now.
Sounds like you just did.
Oh shit! These glasses are messing with my head.
What glasses?
What glasses?
What?
I'm not wearing any glasses at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
What do those glasses do?
What do I do? What?
Which glasses?
He's
your
not wearing glasses. Anyway,
Okay.
so, okay, I guess that's...
All right. So
plan.
we'll have to hike on over, I guess.
Yes. Take a trip.
Okay.
to the slum area.
What's the closest you can get to the southwestern craftsman district?
It would be the same.
Yeah, it's the same location.
It's literally the same location. There aren't more abandoned buildings in the
There's more
slum?
slums over here, so they can make.
Oh,
it there.
yeah, let's do that one.
Okay.
So that way we don't have to go past the administration either.
That's true.
Oops.
Yay, we don't have to do an escort mission.
Hooray!
Yeah, you make it there without any problems.
Okie doke. Alright, Quinn. Be safe. We will be here. Albert, is there a way we can keep in contact with her?
Well, we have the.
The same stone of far speech.
Okie doke. Alright, Quinn. Let us know if you need anything.
Okay, just stay safe, and then she hugs you.
I hug her back.
Aww.
Ah,
Everyone get in here.
Everybody
no,
hug.
this is quite okay.
Oh, I hug.
I just lay a hand on his shoulder. Pat, pat, pat.
Onward to the temple, I guess.
Before we leave the city, I want to leave a note to my parents saying something like, "Hey, I'll be back."
Going on a ship, and our favorite rocket ship. Give him one.
Something lovey-dovey, something parents, something. See you later.
Totally be back this time.
Totally be
Nice
back
play.
this time.
See you
I
next
promise.
year. And by next year, I mean
I'm not
in
dead.
a little bit.
Wait, are we gonna go find your guy, Derek?
That's something we'll worry about later.
He's dead already, so that's not time sensitive.
No, I mean that's. Well, he's not dead yet. I believe in my heart of hearts that he's not dead. First
He's
of all.
dead already.
Fine. He ran off and got married. He moved on. It's
Do
fine.
not break
Oh,
my
that's
heart.
even worse.
What? Don't
What?
say that
What?
about him.
And then he died.
You guys are fucking terrible.
All right. We go.
He went to some
Alright,
Greek island, you know.
You guys leave. Which gate are you going out of? The
Probably
far eastern gate is the one that leads most directly to the temple.
that one.
Plus, you're close to there anyway because you went back home to write that letter. Okay.
Mhm.
You guys head out the gate without any problems. As you're leaving, you can see that there are a lot more blue robes walking along the city. And
Mhm.
Tris, you do not recognize a lot of them. Like, granted, it's a big city and there are a lot of guards, but you did get to be somewhat familiar with.
Been there my entire life. Yeah.
Yeah, these ones you don't recognize at all.
Hmm.
They don't even have the same demeanor as the normal guards of the city. And you head over to the temple. And that's where we're going to call it today.
All right.
Huh?
Wow,
Alright.
wow, wow.
Wow!
Really?
Wow! Wow!